Hey guys, welcome to another video. This is part one of my One Piece overview series. I'm very excited to do this series and officially start it. So my last video, it was just an intro. Today I'm going to officially review the entire East Blue. Hopefully I can do the entire East Blue. I'll just be going over my favorite moments through the manga. But yeah. And one thing, I am feeling a little sick. Like, just a regular cold. I have no idea where I got it from. But yeah, if I feel, if I sound a little different, that's because I am feeling a little under the weather. But yeah, let's get into it. So, let me move these out of the way. Let's go over volume 1. Move this a little bit back. There we go. So this is One Piece volume 1. And it's different from the anime. There's that famous execution scene. Tomi message. And that really famous cover page. So the manga is different from the anime. I know the anime starts right here. This is episode 1, where he's on Alvida's ship. But the manga starts with Luffy as a kid. And of course he wants to prove to Shanks that he can be a great pirate. And he scars himself. Shanks tells Luffy that being a pirate takes guts. And shows him when this mountain bandit just completely smashes that bottle over his head. It's not always about violence, you know? And I think at this point, Shanks had already had a billion berry bounty. So, he was very strong. And of course, Luffy eats the gum fruit. The mountain bandit kidnaps Luffy. Let's see where that part is. Right here. Throws him overboard. And then that famous scene where Shanks first shows off his Conqueror's Haki. And I think it's so crazy that we know barely nothing about Shanks. And he's like not the very first character, but one of the really important characters we see for the very first time. And there's that famous scene where Shanks gives Luffy his hat. And his first gum pistol when he leaves the village. So yeah, it's a very good start to One Piece. There's Alvida. And the first of many, I'm gonna be king of the pirates, right? And I really like the fact that Luffy is able to have a friendship with Kobe, despite him wanting to be a Marine. And he respects his dream of becoming an admiral. I really enjoy that. And there he is. Zoro's first appearance. Roro no Zoro. And there's so much character that goes into these introductions, man. Zoro is scary, but deep down, very, very deep down, he has a soft side. And there's that scene where he eats the rice ball that was stomped all over the dirt. And of course, Luffy, he saves Zoro and gives him his swords. This part is kind of a blur to me. All I know is that Luffy's looking for his first crewmate. And there's his backstory. This is really this is a good backstory for Zoro. And then his first show of strength, exactly what the Gum Gum fruit can do. Invulnerability to bullets. And Zoro declaring his dream to Luffy, saying that he'll join his crew, but just reminding Luffy that he has his own dream, right? And then they defeat Morrigan, yada yada yada. And that they're headed for the Grand Line. Luffy and Kobe have a beatdown. A dream battle. And they leave with a nice little friendship. And then there's Nami's first appearance. I thought this was in Orange Town, but I guess not. So that was volume 1. I think Romance Dawn was a good introduction to the series. I might have to be splitting this up into several different parts because I'm already 6 minutes in. But aside from Romance Dawn, there's not a lot to talk about. In Orange Town, there's volume 2. There's Nami. I really thought Nami was like a one-note character, right? Until Arlong Park, of course. I really like this panel of Buggy. He looks so scary. Yeah, Orange Town, it's okay. I know Buggy is like a fan favorite. And this was really surprising to see that Buggy was, that Zoro was hurt by Buggy. But yeah, there's not much to talk about during Orange Town. Just that it's like the first time they save a town or a village or whatever from the evil force. Because I know they do that a lot. The beginning of One Piece was kind of a blur to me because it kind of dragged on, to be honest. It wasn't the most interesting in the beginning. I think I missed the part where Buggy cut up Luffy's hat. But that was a really good character moment for Luffy too. It shows you just how much he cares about that treasure of his. So yeah, they defeat Buggy and his crew. No, not yet. But yeah, that was volume 2, the beginning of Orange Town. And then here's volume 3. Oh, there it is. Just a simple nick in the hat can really anger Luffy. And there's the part where he cuts up the hat. And that was really surprising to me. Because this is where Luffy goes in full force against Buggy. And then Buggy's flashback with Shanks. I will give One Piece this. It's got a lot of world building in the beginning, for sure. They set up a future Yonko, just like that. And a really good power system with the Haki. Even though it wasn't exactly Haki in the beginning. And here, Gaimon. Oh, there it is, Syrup Village, where they meet Usopp. I'm gonna go ahead and skip most of this because a lot of this is just setting up, like the beginning of the crew. I never really liked Syrup Village all that much. Yeah, a lot of this was really slow. But so far, so good. Um, it's a good series in the beginning. It's got a good start. And I want to talk a little bit about the live action. I really feel like they should have given Usopp his own fight. I think I don't know if he fought someone or not in Syrup Village in the live action. But he just felt like a side character, you know? He's one of the main crew, and he was the fourth to join all the way back in the East Blue before they even entered the Grand Line. This fight really sucked. I didn't like this fight. I kept thinking, I was like, when is this fight gonna end? I think that's why I dropped it back then, when I first started watching it. But yeah, Syrup Village isn't my favorite. I like Usopp a lot, but Syrup Village really isn't my favorite. Yeah. So, Volume 5. And going back to the live action, where Usopp kind of felt like a side character, Sanji felt like a side character too. And it was disappointing because I really like Sanji, especially after Whole Cake Island. And then here's maybe when he beats Kuro. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's kind of boring, to be honest, aside from Usopp. But then they get their ship, the Going Merry. That's like the only really good part about this arc. So Syrup Village, not my favorite, but it's still really good. And then they meet these two guys, Yosaku and Johnny. They're kind of weird. They were just kind of thrown in out of nowhere, but these guys stick around with the crew until Arlong Park. And there's Sanji. I really love Sanji. His first introduction. And the Baratie it's a huge step up from Syrup Village. I really like the Baratie arc. And I think you saw that at the end. There it is. Zoro versus Mihawk. So here's Volume 6. Some of the fights here are a little boring, but it definitely picks up when Mihawk arrives. And Mihawk, there's Don Krieg. Mihawk was like a huge looming force. And I don't think I knew that much about Mihawk. I don't think I knew about him at all. And that fight just had me at the edge of my seat, man. It was crazy. And then I think this is the part where Nami takes the ship. And there's Mihawk. Oh, there he is. He's such a cool character, man. I love Mihawk. And this is my first time seeing this fight in the manga. Maybe for some of you too. And there's that famous scene where Mihawk stops Zoro's onigiri with that little sword. And this fight is so good, man. It is so good. And I really like how much respect Mihawk shows for Zoro. He's completely at his mercy. Santoryu, Sansensekai. And I love this line. I think I skipped it before, but I love Mihawk's line. I think it was like, why would I hunt a rabbit with a cannon? That showed just how much they were apart from each other. I really love the character building and everything in this fight. And I love this line too. Wound scars on the back are a swordsman's shame. And he takes that final blow from Mihawk. And like I said earlier, I really enjoy the respect that Mihawk shows Zoro, because after this fight, Mihawk knows that Zoro will be the one to defeat him one day, and he lets him live. It's too soon for you to die. Discover yourself, see the world, and grow strong, Zoro. However long it may take, I shall await you at the top. Strive to surpass me, Roronoa Zoro. That's such a good fight, man. And then Zoro's declaration that he will never lose again. And so far, he's kept that promise. I really like Oda's long-term storytelling. Because even after 1,100 chapters, they still haven't rematched their fight, Zoro and Mihawk. And I love this because now there's a greater purpose for Zoro that's starting to show itself, you know? He tells Luffy, you got a problem with that, King of the Pirates? And I love that sense of sharing one dream between the crew. Like I'll talk about this later, but all of the crew have their own dream in the beginning. And yeah, of course, Sanji wants to find the All Blue. Usopp wants to be a brave warrior. And I feel like once they get to Albath, he will. I'll talk about that later. Like all the Straw Hats have their own dream, right? But after a while, the new purpose starts to show for every single one of them. So I think the video's getting kind of long. So I'll go ahead and stop it here. And I still have 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 volumes left for the East Blue. And then I'll go ahead and cover a little bit of Baroque works. So that's it for part 1 of this series. I hope you guys really liked it. I hope for some of you that haven't gotten into One Piece yet, this will be a sign to hopefully get you guys into it. It's such a good series, man. And I'll be saying that a lot throughout the course of this series that I'm going to be making. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll maybe post part 2, or I'll record it. I don't know. I'm going to record it right now, but I don't know if I'm going to post it today or tomorrow. I don't know, but this is just part 1 of this new series. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.